In this video, I review Terms of Enlistment by Marco Kloos. Hopefully I pronounced his name correctly. Terms of Enlistment is an interesting book. It's in the same genre as Starship Troopers by Heinlein, Forever War by Handelman, and Old Man's War by John Scalzi. On Amazon, I gave it 4 stars when I first read it. I just recently reread it again because the sequel to it has been nominated for a Hugo, and I wanted to read that to see how that was going. So let's be blunt, it's not as good as Starship Troopers. If you want a good book, read Starship Troopers. That's the bottom line. What happens is it's not a bad story. It has what I consider some serious flaws. The first flaw is anybody who says that cohabitation in the barracks is a good thing has never been in the military, and I don't think even if they have, I don't think they understand what that would do to discipline. So that's a whole different discussion about that. I personally don't think that men and women should be in the same barracks. If you're going to put the women in the military, don't mix them with the men, simply because it will cause issues that it's simple to avoid. Just segregate them, because you really shouldn't, it's like, why do we have men and women's bathrooms? It's just, there's some things that you want a little bit of privacy with, and I think that should be true with barracks. If you're going to have women in the military, which is a different discussion, but I don't think that they should be, sharing the same, in the same bunk. In essence, one on the top bunk, one on the bottom bunk. And I find that as a problem that's being politically correct that you run into several of the books. Heinlein avoided it simply because he just had the men and women were different, and they were treated differently. And I think that's more rational. And anybody who says that that's not true, that, it's being misogynist or misandrist or whatever, doesn't understand the reality of the military is that you combat arms, you blow things up, you kill people, things like that, and that's what you do. That's what you're supposed to be at, and anything that distracts you from that is distracting you from your purpose and your mission. So what happens, that I find is a problem with the book. The second one, and this may be a minor spoiler, hopefully, I didn't like the aliens. Yes, the spoiler is that there are aliens in the book, and I didn't like them. And I find I've taken too much physics to understand that a high-speed projectile hitting something is going to do some damage. And anybody who says, "Oh no, well, we built the armor to withstand that," no, that's not the way it works. I mean, if you understand anything about what a kinetic round is, a sabot, go look at the video of the new railgun launch by the Navy's been doing. I mean, those videos are amazing. They're firing a 32-pound slug or penetrator, and it's traveling at tremendous velocities, and it will just go through, just about anything, because it's pure kinetic, no explosives, no nothing. So what happens is that's the truth of the matter. And if you say, but the armor or their hide or whatever, it bounces off like Superman, and I'm going, I never liked that, didn't believe that, and I have a problem with it because it doesn't bear up with physics. If you can explain the physics behind it, that's fine. I prefer my science fiction to be a little harder with regard to that. The rest of the book is pretty good. Like I said, I gave it 4 stars. It's not a perfect book, but the fact that I'm comparing it to Starship Troopers says a lot, because Starship Troopers is a classic. If you haven't read it, read that book first. Then take a look at Terms of Enlistment. He presents an interesting dystopia with what's going on, and it's an interesting world that he sets up. I don't particularly agree with all of it, but it's interesting, and it's a pretty good read. So I've read it twice, and I will recommend it. It's not, won't give it 5 stars, I only give it 4. But that's my review. Thank you. If you like my video, press the thumbs up button. I'd appreciate that. Or if this interests you, you can always subscribe to my channel. There's a button right above. I look forward to hearing some comments. Tell me what you think about this, and I'll try and reply, and we can see if I'll do some more of these. Thank you.